Hey everybody, it's Brad with the Big Family Homestead, and today I have a bee in my bonnet, and I want to hear if that bee is a bee that you can relate to in the comments section down below. But before we get to that bee, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, but even more importantly, share the videos and hit the bell, the notification bell. YouTube's been doing that weird thing that every once in a while they unsubscribe a bunch of people, and it's been happening again. So please go ahead and sub and hit that bell. It truly does help our family out and gets you these videos as they come out. So, bee in my bonnet. Brad, what in the world are you talking about? Well, here's the scoop. The other day, I was sitting in our adult Sunday school class at church, and they were asking about a specific scripture reference. So, of course, I go to open up my app, and I scroll to the book of Jude, or no, it was in James, I'm sorry. And I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and the scripture reference doesn't come up. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? What's, checking, I'm looking, and there's no service. There's no internet service. And that was the moment that I started thinking, oh my gosh, so much of our lives are completely digital. Okay, and there's a problem on a lot of fronts. Now I want to hear your thoughts, comment down below. But let's start like this. I think this could be the easiest way. Who remembers these guys right here? Oh yeah, vinyl records. This one happens to be an amazing rendition of the Gingerbread Boy by the Troll Associates. So good listen, good read. Of course, it's the book and record goes together, yeah. But records. Then what do we have? Things got a little bit more mobile. We got 8-track tapes, and then videos started, getting mobile with VHS, and remember the whole beta VHS Duke out. And before that, you had laser discs, and it just kept getting more and more portable. Everything got more and more convenient. Everything was really cool. It's a great time. Everybody had cassettes. This happens to be the Manatee High School band, in which I was playing alto saxophone on there and had a solo. And then things got more and more portable. The sound quality was still good. You have CDs now, or rather, used to have CDs now. And memory started to become the king in terms of how you would store what's important to you in terms of data and pictures and recordings and pictures. There's a good one right there. Yeah. And it got more and more digitized. Our worlds have kind of funneled into zeros and ones. And now everything that you deal with, I don't care whether it's your banking, your money is mostly digital, guys. Hate to tell you. The dollar hasn't been backed by gold for a very long time. So even though there's still paper money floating around out there, it's really based on vapor. Sorry. You can do your own research on that one. But how do they do banking instantly? They're not trading hand. Nobody's rushing a bag of cash from bank 1 to bank 2. They're not doing that. Everything is zeros and ones, happens on the computers, and there's a lot that goes to it. But your money, they're trying to make it completely digital. They're trying to make it where it's just a number, right? And if that doesn't scare some of you, it should. Think of all the ways that could be abused. But pictures, your family photos. How often do we actually go and print out or have photos printed out where I have a physical, tangible copy? It's very rare anymore. It's even hard to find places that do it. I mean, you got the little kiosk at Walmart, but it's very rare. It has to be something special. And think of all these memories that we have that are digital. How about your online world? Software. I use the bit of software that I'm going to be editing this video with is called Adobe Premiere Pro. It's been years since I've had a physical disc that I can hold in my hands that is my software that I'm paying a license. I understand that. But it's mine, and I can just get the updates as they come, and then that's that. I decide when I want to re-up or whatever. Well, that's not the case anymore. You download your software, and they allow you to use it as a subscription, and then they auto bill you the next time when it's time to man up and pay up for the new thing. So they've got you over a barrel where you have to use their stuff or else they're just going to cut you off. Well, think about this. Your photos are digital. Your music is digital, largely. We don't have tangible things that we can hold in our hands and say, this is my CD, this is my music. Or we don't have a tangible thing anymore where we say, this is my video. They're getting rid of DVDs. I don't know if you guys have noticed. It's going to online subscriptions. Everything's funneling down to where it's all zeros and ones. Everything's cloud-based. You don't got to worry about it. Think about it, your phone, all of those apps. Think about your calendar. Everything's virtual. And let's talk about why that's probably not the world's greatest idea. Well, first of all, I found out firsthand, just on a very basic level, that when I couldn't get access to the internet, I couldn't get access to my Bible app. I didn't have it downloaded. I didn't realize you had to do that. I thought it was always just there. Well, I was wrong. But think about this. What if you didn't have access to the internet and your business, in terms of your money, is tied to that? Pretty much anymore, if you don't have access to the internet, most people heavily bank and do their banking through an internet connection. What happened if that was all you had to? Like there was no option. There's no other thing. You had to do everything electronically. Well, what might happen if, say, somebody made a mistake in your banking? Who do you argue with? There's one. Think about all those telephone, help lines that you call, and then it's just endless robots saying, select 1 for I've cut off my leg and I'm bleeding in a ditch. Select 2 for help, I need help. Select 4 for I think I'm fading fast, somebody call an ambulance. And it goes on and on and on. It's getting worse. And here's one of the things that's freaking me out. I don't physically have my music, my photos, my memories. My memories are all in danger. My memories, my family's memories are all in danger of just vaporizing. If I didn't pay some subscription in the future, oh, sorry, you didn't re-up your widget, gadget, and so therefore all those 5,000 photos that you had are now gone. That's a potential reality. Your music. I mean, who buys albums anymore? I mean, I do. But who buys tangible things anymore? Most of the time it's digital, and it's getting worse. I don't know if you'll notice that. Even when I was in a band, at the turn, it was in 2000, I remember vividly talking to a record company executive, and they said, your music will never, ever, ever be put on cassette or vinyl, ever. It's just we're not going back that way. That's a step backward. I was like, what? And now, very few actual physical CDs are produced anymore. Well, why? They make a ton of money more by not having to sell you the physical thing. Well, if you don't have the physical thing, and I'm talking about books too, guys, for those bibliophiles out there who are going, well, good on me. Well, think about this. Preppers, homesteaders, farmers, how many times do you think that it might come in handy if you had a manual for a tractor you have or a gadget you have, and for whatever reason you can't get online? How valuable would that manual be then? How valuable would that DIY guide be then if you can't get online? Or if for whatever reason those topics are not covered anymore? I'm telling you folks, we are as a society allowing the convenience of technology, it's convenience. We're allowing the convenience of technology to potentially rob us from our memories, put us in a box where we're controlled on what we can use, what we can't use, how we will use our software, our calendar, or this or that. It's all tied together, folks. It's all linked together. Now, that's just if things are good. That's just if things are hunky-dory and there's never a problem. What happens if all of a sudden there were, say, a power outage in a quarter of the country for a month? Well, first of all, people would be flipping out, right? I mean, nobody's equipped for that. Generally, it's very few of us who actually have enough food and water and understanding how to cook without a stove. That's a very small percentage of the population. But what would happen if no transactions could happen? Money can't change hands. Well, of course, there'd be rioting, there'd be looting, there'd be theft. People would freak out. If there's no electricity, then there's no trucking, which means store shelves do not get replaced. They don't get stocked again. Well, no money changes hands, no trucks are moving, no food's getting restocked on shelves. That produces pretty much chaos. And that's just access to money. I mean, think about the rest of your life. If all of a sudden your air quotes hard drive just dies. All of this media, it's not meant to last forever. It will wear out. But what happens if it's in the cloud somewhere? You don't have your hands on it. You don't have a way to physically say, this is my album. No, in their world, they want you to lease that album. They don't want you to own that album. You're just going to rent that album, and as long as you keep paying that fee, you can rent that album. That's where they're going with this. Sure, right now you can buy a song for $1 or whatever, but what happens when your online photo library, your cloud library, think ahead, not just right now, think ahead. What happens when you have to pay a fee for that? And if you don't, well, I'm sorry, but that's just shut off. All your memories, all your special moments, those grandkids. Is this really a thing we want to do? I'll tell you what, for me and mine, we are making very well sure that we have physical copies of things. If something goes on the cloud, it's because I already have it in 2 other places. And I mean that. If you're into digital world stuff, anything dealing with data does not officially exist in my world unless it's in 3 spots, 3 completely different spots. Not on my computer in 3 different folders, maybe 3 different computers, or a computer, an external hard drive, and a thumb drive. Start looking into those ways, guys, that you can save your data, save your memories, figure out ways that you can get those things that are important to you in a tangible format. Because if all of a sudden it's gone, it's gone. And I'm telling you, the world that we live in is growing into a beast that is all about more and more control, more and more subscriptions. And I, for one, don't want to have to deal with that, which is why I'm making this video to encourage you, pay attention to where we're going, and I would suggest strongly, do your best to get physical copies of everything that's important to you. I've been scouring all the thrift stores lately, looking for albums, looking for CDs, looking for tangible music that I've had throughout my life, and for whatever reason, we've downsized, or now it's available in a thing, or now it's digital, but I want to have it in my hands for exactly this reason. Think about your photos, think about your videos, think about family stuff. Something to think about, guys. You decide what's important to you. Tell me down in the comments below. And, well, there it is. I'm Brad with the Big Family Homestead, and you have an amazing and blessed day.